Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how you doing? How's your mama? How's your family? We have Joaquin Buckley. Kobe was scared to train with me, and now he has to fight me. Buckley wanted to get rounds in with Kobe when he was up at middleweight. Kept asking to get some experience in, train with him. Kobe was ducking and dodging in. Kobe's been ducking for years, man, but it's just coming more and more to light. He has less and less confidence in himself as a competitor. So, guys he usually wouldn't duck, he's ducking now. And he says Ian Gary does nothing for him while he's praising, which you're supposed to praise your opponent. Why would you say my opponent does nothing for me? While he's praising Joaquin Buckley, and Ian Gary does much more for him than Joaquin Buckley does. Respect to Joaquin Buckley, because I love Joaquin Buckley, but this guy is just a fucking dickhead. I'm rambling. If you haven't watched me react to Kobe's media, go watch it. Without further ado, let's get into this media rounds. 12 minutes and 48 seconds. I'm sure I can make it all through because Joaquin Buckley's the man. Let's react like only I can do. The Mac Life. Shout out to the Mac Life.
What up? What up?
Joaquin,
Buck, you looking good, boy.
A busy year for you. I know you've always believed that you would end up in spots like this eventually, but if I told you the beginning of the year you'd have 4 fights and then you'd headline the final show of 2024, would you believe me?
Yeah, not only would I believe you, but that's what I would tell you. That's what we planning on doing. So beforehand, when I made that move to 170 this calendar year, not this calendar year, but going into this calendar year and fighting Vicente Luque, I knew that I wanted to be the most active fighter in the welterweight division, and I wanted to get 4 in this year. Yep.
You've been able to show that this sport and even sort of like the perception of athletes.
Damn, you at you though, Buck. What's up with the elbows?
You have that big win, and then you called out Conor McGregor, and people didn't really love that. But then you fight Wonder Boy, and you approached it a little bit differently. You have a tough fight, you finish him, and then you had a great post-fight interview. Everyone loved the call-out of Kamaru Usman, and it
Great
seems like
call-out.
you got people that you might have lost back on your side. Have you noticed that as well?
Yeah, I noticed that. Sometimes you just gotta listen to the fans, man. They know what they talking about. So I feel like yet again, I try to get a lot of people to tune in to watch my fights. So
Buck is super, super tuned in with reality, and I fucking love it.
anything I gotta do to get the fans engaged and get them involved, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm glad the fans is on my side right now.
What was your reaction when you found out that Ian Machado Gary was out and that Colby Covington was stepping in?
I ain't gonna lie to you, like, I wanted that fight, Of course, we was promoting Buck versus Cuck, you know what I'm saying? And that was going to be one of the biggest things around. But at the end of the day, I feel like, me and Kobe, I think that's a big fight too. Somebody that has
Buck
won,
versus Duck.
The interim title, person that's fought for the title 3 times, even though he lost, he got a big name. He has a big persona. He got, big connections, of course, like with the president. I don't even know if the president's going to be there, but if somebody like that is watching my fight, that's going to be a big deal, It's historic. So with that being said, I feel like the Kobe fight is way bigger than the Ian Gary fight.
I saw a clip on social media earlier today of Colby saying he didn't even know who you were and that you were irrelevant and that you beat a couple.
Why you lying, Kobe? Why you lying?
Yeah, this guy's a dickhead,
that's the
bro.
funniest thing. We'd already met each other before, and this would be our, I think, 3rd time meeting each other again if we get to face off. But, I didn't already met this guy,
Yes.
and I feel like the dude that he portrays is obviously a character, and everybody knows it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a secret. Like, everybody knows, like, he's trying to do, like, the WWE persona, and I feel like it got him very far and got him exactly where he needs to be. But now it's kind of, it's getting old, and it has no value anymore.
I don't
So
see
I feel
that
like
shit.
right now is a great opportunity.
Because it's
to
not
use
translating into the octagon.
this fight to kind of push my
fuck?
name and push my brand.
And then last thing for me, a win on Saturday puts you in a pretty interesting spot because we just saw Ian fight Shavkat, and it was a close competitive fight. But
Yeah, but it was boring though,
Not a fan of it.
Yeah, not at all. Because
Wasn't
yet
boring to
again,
me.
You got 2 undefeated guys. You got one that's a finisher and one that's a sniper. And I was expecting one of these guys to go out there and give it they all and kind of really, not just remain undefeated, but take somebody's oath for real, and that's by, a good finish. And especially when you got that title on the line and you know that you could be next or, you are going to be next to fight for that title. Like, you got to go out there and perform like that, and neither one of them did. Yep.
Joaquin, do you think this almost worked out for the best, right? Because let's say you fought Ian and then you beat him, there's a chance you never get to fight the guys like Colby Covington, who have sort of been at the top, but maybe not there anymore, right? But now is the perfect opportunity for you to beat someone with a name, take that name, and go on forward with it. Do you think this is like the sort of
The opportunity you've been waiting on, bro. Your whole life.
Again, like when I answered before, I think Colby Covington is the bigger fight than Ian Gary. Yeah.
How do you rate his skills, though? Obviously, personality and name-wise, we know he's a big deal. But his last fight against Leon, a lot of people weren't sort of impressed with his outing that night. What do you think of his skills, and where is he at currently in his own career?
Right. Well, that's up to him. We can all judge off the last performance. He wasn't that good. I feel like the best performance that I've seen from Colby Covington was against either RDA or Jorge Masvidal. Like, that was one of his prime conditions where he was just pushing the pace and just showing his dominant style. But yet again, he said he took another year off to kind of get back to that person that he was. So I'm expecting the best version of Colby, but I feel like even the best version is no match for me.
You talked about how you've met him before.
Yeah.
You sort of come up watching Colby and doing his shtick and everything like that. So in a way, is it almost like because you know the shtick and everything, there's nothing he can really say that can rattle you, right? He said what he said to Leon, which obviously got Leon fucking pissed off. But is there anything he can really say that can get under your skin?
Don't challenge him, Bucky. Don't challenge him because he'll find something. Don't challenge him.
Dealing with him.
I'm not saying it's nothing that he can say. If he do his homework, like, he can bring up some things, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I have met this person, like, in person, and he's not that same dude. So
yeah,
with
he's
that
a
being
bitch.
said, it's just all noise. But the one thing that I know that is real is that no matter what he talks about, he gotta live
face
by that
you
in the cage. So
yeah,
let's
he
see
gotta
if
die
can
about
stand
that
on
shit.
Once them cage doors close,
Yeah,
we get to do what we do.
And what have you made of the Colby Covington persona? Like, he's, Ian Gary, like, doesn't like him at all, but, like, some people find him funny. Like, what do you make of him?
I mean, he doing whatever he needs to do in order to promote himself. But I feel like, yet again, you still got to be authentic with it. It's just like Conor McGregor. You see him and you see
that's
how,
actually Conor
pushes,
McGregor.
his
Just turns it up
brand
to
how he acts, but,
110%.
That's still him. That's still Conor McGregor. It's just you turn up the volume for certain things. Alex Pereira, you know what I mean? The authentic person that he is. And he don't even speak English, you know what I mean? But people still love just the realness about him. So it's just like, just be yourself, you know what I mean? And be able to turn up the volume.
He's tuned in with reality.
A lot of people, I mean, most fans only know him from what they see on camera, but you've said you've met him, off camera and have had different experiences with him. How is he off camera?
A regular dude, bro. Like, that's the funniest thing. So when I trained out in Miami with MMA Masters, this was right before he had to fight with Kamaru Usman, But before I met him, I knew that he trained down there. I didn't know what to expect, you know what I mean? Because, yet again, I only known him from all the stuff that he does on camera. But when I seen him, just a chill dude, just like, what's up, man? I'm like, how you doing, bro? And, just a basic guy. And, eventually I was like, hey, man, I can help you out with this Kamaru Usman fight. You know what I mean? We should probably get some rounds in, get some training in. Oh, man, I would love that, man. That'd be cool. And the funny thing about it, it just never happened. You know what I mean? Because he just didn't want to work. And the thing about Colby Covington, like, he kind of runs his own career, you know what I mean? And he likes to work comfortable. And the thing about me is like, even though I kind of do the same thing, I don't like working comfortable. Like, I like working with new guys. I like working with guys that are hungry, and I like putting myself in a position where it's going to make me better. And that's why I feel like he lost those big fights. It's because he was always training comfortable, and he wanted to train with, guys that was going to push him. And with that being said, it's funny how he was scared to just train with me, and now he's stepping in the cage with me. Yeah. And I feel like, for real, like, Colby's been quiet, and he hasn't been saying anything because he know the truth. Like, I think he's really nervous to step in that cage with me later on.
Yeah.
And
I think so, too. I think his confidence has dwindled severely as a competitor and almost as a man, to where he kind of needs to prove to himself that he still got it. But the thing is, this is not the matchup to do that. This matchup, man. Colby only has one way to win this fight, and it's by decision. And he only has one position to where he may have an advantage in, and that's the clinch. But even in the clinch and against the cage grappling, Buckley's going to be much stronger, much bigger in those positions. And when it comes to everything else, I'm telling you guys right now, he's not going to have a cardio edge over Joaquin Buckley. Buckley's going to be stronger. He's going to be more powerful in the hands, more explosive. He's going to be much faster. He's going to have better footwork, better boxer. I don't know, man. Bigger moments.
Colby, didn't look so great in his last fight. A lot of people are saying, oh, he's probably past his prime. What do you think?
Yet again, that all depends on the person. Even if he was in his prime, I feel like it's just like it's no match for me. Like even if he's in the best shape of his life, and he goes out there and be the best Kobe, I feel like the type of style that I bring is just he gonna
It's
be
a bad
running into a
matchup.
brick wall.
And after his loss to Leon Edwards, he was calling for a rematch. He was calling for Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. It seemed like he wanted all kinds of things except fight like the young.
Right. He want to fight 145ers, man. He want to fight Patty Pimblett, Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira, guys that's not, welterweight fighters and stuff like that. So I feel like, in my opinion, this might be his last fight on his contract. I'm just assuming that, if you want to fight and it's going to be your last one, you want to, go off on top, right? And I really feel like, with that being said, he had no choice but to take this fight because it's his last one.
So I was going to ask you, like, are you surprised that he took it? Because a lot of people, when they saw Colby,
That's smart. I didn't even think about that, bro. This might be the last fight on his contract. Fulfilling his contractual obligations.
names pop
Right.
up, be like short notice,
Right.
Joaquin Buckley, like
Right.
seriously.
Casual
I
parlay
really feel
dropping
like he had
tomorrow.
no choice, It's either fight or leave, retire. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
Yeah. Lastly, Shafkat Bilal, who do you think wins out?
I'm going with Bilal on this one. And funny enough, not only am I going with Bilal, I think Bilal could get a finish in this one, via submission.
Joaquin, I just want to go back to kind of one of the original questions. What were you specifically not impressed with Ian Gary in the Shavkat fight?
I mean, yet again, they didn't let it go. Like these are the type of guys that have the ability.
But it happens a lot, when it comes to somebody's old must go in a fight that's high stakes like that against two high level competitors. You can get a Kamaru Usman versus Kobe to where they just all leave it on the line, or you can get a chess match to where I'm gonna take calculated risk, but I respect my opponent a little too much to where it's gonna affect my offense, and that's kind of what we got.
To finish one another, and they pretty much chose not to, right?
But from his lens, I can see how it was boring, but I enjoyed it.
You see Ian
I
Gary, damn near trapping himself in I think he had like a body triangle on Shavkat. You can't do anything in that position. You gotta, buckle. You gotta move to a hip.
Facts.
You gotta get to your feet and get the fight where it belongs. With Shavkat, you know that he's a finisher, right? But it looks like he was trying to grapple the whole time and just clinch up against the cage. So neither one of the guys kind of let it go.
Because that's his
and
best
I feel
position.
like,
I've been saying that.
it
That's his best
kinda
position.
disappointed the fans because they really wanted to see something special that night.
And then going back to like the fans' opinion of fighters, like how much do you really have to take that into account, right? Because you saw kind of two things that night. Like people kind of switched on Brian Battle. He went out in France. He had that thing on the microphone. Everybody loved him, and then he missed weight and he.
Yeah,
argued
Kobe's in.
his
Not Kobe.
decision against Randy Brown.
Buck's in enemy territory, man. He's in Kobe's backyard. I'm gonna be in Tampa, Florida. I'm going to be in Tampa, Florida. I'm going to be at the card. It's my first card. I'm super excited. I cannot wait to see the reception Bucks get. I'm all over Buck
Everybody doesn't
though.
like Brian Battle right now. And then with Ian Gary, the fans were like,
Right. It switch up.
yeah, it switched up on
I
him.
mean, for real, you shouldn't worry about the switch up. But with Brian Battles, it's kind of stupid because I think people could have still been on his side. I don't know why you flicking off, in Vegas. You did miss weight, like as a professional, and this ain't the first time he missed weight either, right?
Like his third
I
time.
remember back in the day that we was going to try to set something up for Boston. And I told him one thing I need you to do is just make the weight. Because at the end of the day, that's what it takes, in order to step into the cage with somebody that also put that same work ethic in with you. Y'all both made the same sacrifices, so y'all both get to get the reward or we get to fight one another. I feel like you shouldn't be able to step in that cage if you're not able to make weight. But with that being said, it's just like, bro, take your L with the fans, just because they booed you and stuff like that. And plus, it wasn't like a crazy performance from Battles anyway, that was the first time I seen my man turn
Facts.
into a wrestler. So it's just like, at the end of the day, it's just like, listen to the fans, and when you listen to the fans, bro, they'll turn around and, yeah, they got your back.
And then you got a chance to tie a buddy of yours, Charles Johnson with 4 wins.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Did you see Pantoja in the post fights? They brought up Charles Johnson, and he kind of went, "Who?" I don't know if he.
Oh, no, I missed that. I missed
Yeah,
that.
so they asked him about Charles Johnson.
It's
and he
funny.
said, Who?
Uh-huh.
He was pretending to not
Right.
know him.
Right.
But
Yeah, I don't know that, but, at the end of the day, I feel like,
Charles is
UFC already
wild.
tried to find somebody outside.
Charles is like Ranked 14. He got a little way to
out of
go.
organization. So now it's time to find somebody that's in the organization. And obviously they had a couple people, that failed, that could have fought Pantoja, but ended up losing to, two big names like, Tosuro and what's the name, Amir Abazi. They both had their opportunities, but they both lost. So I feel
Bucks
like now
tuned
you got
in.
to go searching within the rankings and just pull up a guy and give him a shot. And Charles Johnson should be that guy.
Just a quick one here. This is obviously a big fight in the division. So we know that Shafkat's next for Bilal, but do you feel like you win here and your next fight is the one?
Man, I feel like I'm leapfrogging over Shafkat. You know, yeah. And I feel like he injury prone too. Like I feel like he always getting.
If Buck does go out there and like, Shafkat is injured, he's hurt, right? If Buck does go in there and I mean like finishes Kobe, like brutally finishes Kobe, KOs him, has a clean performance, a dominant performance, I could see Buck saying, hey, I'm still healthy. I'll turn back around in February if Bilal's ready. And I'll fight Bilal. You get what I'm saying? Like, I could see it.
Injured, some always wrong with him. So he might not even show up to the fight, and it might just be me and Bilal next year, But yet again, the performance got to speak first, Yet again, I can't just go out there and get my hand raised by, a split decision. Then I don't want it. But if I go out there and do what I know I can do, get a good knockout of the year, yeah, bro, I'm taking my belt.
Yeah, so what does that look like? Like putting him away,
fucks with Buck,
and getting on the mic.
That's all I know. Yep. And then plus getting on that mic, man, and talking my shit. Yep.
Nice. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Buck, I'm leaking it right now. Buck, you're going in a casual parlay. Yep. You were in a casual parlay against Wonderboy Thompson, and you came through for your boy. I had it going 1-1 into the third. I didn't even look up the judges' scorecards. I don't even know what the judges had it, because it didn't matter, because you put his lights out, goddammit, and you got 25 minutes to do it against Kobe. I'm going to be screaming at the top of my lungs at Tampa, Florida. You're going in the casual parlay, Joaquin Buckley. This should not be a competitive fight. I'm rolling with Buck, man. He's the fucking man. Cue the pick. Oh shit! Green screen and tripped out. Oh my god. Yeah, I ain't gotta go home, but I gotta get up out of here, man. Yeah.